you have your test or quiz, you're going to really get it. Find the slope and interpret meaning to the context. So the slope, when it's in this form, it's the number in front of x, but there's no x here. There's a minus 2n plus 30. So what's the number in front of the variable?
2, -2.
-2. So the slope is -2. So in the context, now that's probably a little bit more difficult. You could make a table. Like if you weren't clear what's going on here, you can make a table. So like here's n, here's t of n. If you put 0 in for t of n, or for n, I'm sorry, if you put 0 in for n, it's 30. And when you put 1 in for n, you get 28. 2, you get 26. Is it clear how those values are being calculated or not? Because it's from this equation right here.
Yeah, so
okay,
just going like 2 down.
Right. So T of n is the dollars in his account. So what is, and n is the number of songs that are being bought. So what is happening here in context? Every time the student does what action?
Buys a song.
Buys a song.
His money in his bank account goes down $2.
Yes, perfect. Yes. So that's what needs to be written.
Y equals mx plus b. All right. So then would you write it as like?
I would write exactly what you just said as the interpret meaning. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we can find T of 0, but that's next part. But are you clear? Like I didn't write it down, but it's exactly what you said. Do you want me to type it out here?
Sure, why not?
Okay. For every one song the student buys, his account goes down by $2.
Okay. So
that's it.
It's pretty like simple, that part.
Yeah, and they tend to all be written the same. So it's for every something else happens.
All right, I guess we can
move on. Yeah, so we actually kind of already have this. Find T of 0 and interpret in context. So T of n is minus 2n plus 30. T of 0 means to put 0 in wherever you see an n. So minus 2 times 0 plus 30. Okay. Minus 2 times 0 plus 30.
So it would just be 30.
Yes. Now interpreting context. Okay, it's not the same as the slope. It's writing a sentence about what has happened. N is the number of songs. So how many songs did the student buy?
-2 songs, I guess.
No, zero songs. So he didn't even like, that's what he started out with. You never would say,
okay, wait, I get that. So he doesn't buy any songs, therefore his money is exactly the same.
Right. So you're saying the student starts with $30 in his account.
Okay, yeah, that's really easy.
All right, find. Okay, this one is so this next one again, like it's not meant to be confusing. Like, do you understand that when you're finding T parentheses 0, that n is 0, like n replaces 0? This next one, it's not the same, but somehow like it's not made clear that it's not the same. It's saying that T of n equals minus 2n plus 30. What they're saying is replace T of n with 0.
All right, so then I mean, like, I guess would you just start using only -2 and 30?
You're solving for n.
So then I guess would you subtract?
Yes.
2?
Subtract 30.
Oh, right, yeah, subtract 30. 30 equals negative 2n equals positive 15, n equals 15.
Yes.
Okay, I guess that's like a little funky with the like question format, but I think
Yeah.
this,
Now, what does it mean when n is 15? What does n represent?
if I mean, I guess your bank account, like the
No,
person.
no. You got to go back to the question. You got to go back and say, well, what does it say that n is? N is the,
Number of songs purchased.
so how many songs did the student purchase?
Oh, they bought 15 and therefore they have no more money.
That's right. When 15 songs, so it's a sentence. When 15 songs are purchased, bought, whatever, the student account is 0.
Okay, cool.
Let me make a graph here because I think you may actually really pick up on this. This is n, this is t of n. Okay. There's two things that you're being asked to find. This is t of 0. That's what you're starting with. And this is when t of n equals 0 down here.
All right.
So t of 0 is what you're starting with.
You're not buying anything.
You're not buying anything, but t of n is when you've bought everything you can buy.
Then you're all the way at the bottom.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay, yeah, I guess that's not too difficult.
Okay, let's try next one here, t of 12.
T12. So
t of n equals minus 2n plus 30. So this time n is 12.
okay, so you're here, wait 1 second.
You're putting 12 in for n.
Oh, okay, so you're just multiplying it plus 30.
Yes.
I'm trying not to look at my like other paper, just so it's like
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good to just focus on this screen here that way.
Okay, so this, when you see it like that, t is 12.
N is 12. N is 12. This is,
yeah.
n is the thing in parentheses.
So then, like on the other one where it's 0, it's the same thing, just instead of 0, it's 12. Making
That's right. It's like this one where you put 0 in for n.
Okay, I get that. So then you get negative 24 plus 30 equals positive 6.
Yes. So what does it mean? And you got to go back to what is this? It's n, but what does n represent?
You bought. Wait, n represents how much money.
You got to go back. You got to, every time you got to go back to, if you're not sure, you got to go back and say, okay, what is n? N is like, they tell you.
N is the number of songs purchased.
Right. So how many songs did they purchase?
They purchased 12 songs.
12 songs. How much money do they have left?
$6.
Yes. And that's the sentence, some combination of those words. But the instructors are looking for like, did you say 12 songs? Did you say $6 left?
You $6 left.
$6 left, yeah. So when the student buys 12 songs, the student has $6 left over.
All right. There's one more. So then
okay.
4n minus 8.
Yes. This one is more difficult. You see this as you advance through math. You're used to, so let me write t of n yet again, minus 2n plus 30. So what you are used to, because we've done this a couple of times, is I give you a value here. Like I put a number in here and you put that number in for n. Like I said 0, you put 0 in for n. 12, you put 12 in for n. Is that okay? Is that? Now what's different here is that instead of a number, it's an expression. So n is now being replaced by 4n minus 8. So instead of instead of putting a number in for n, wherever you see n, you're putting in 4n minus 8.
8 plus 30.
Yes.
Okay, so that would give you
So now you have to distribute, combine like terms.
minus 8n plus 60 plus 30
Yes.
minus 8n plus 46.
Yes.
And would that just be your
That's it. Yeah, there's no interpret this time.
So then I guess if you were to buy
No, there's nothing, there's no interpret.
oh, okay. No interpret.
No interpret for this one. It doesn't say it, and you don't need it.
All right. Okay.
So we can do one like this, or we can just move on to more stuff. It's up to you.
Maybe do like a very like quick run through of this.
Okay. Do you remember any other examples from class, like what types of scenarios they provided you?
No, this was the only one, but maybe something like books or something.
All right. So a donut shop makes donuts every morning and sells them ... Okay. So that's our scenario. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So makes D donuts and so T of D, T is the amount of donuts that are left. It's equal to 800 minus 20D. All right, so T of D is equal to 800 minus 20D.
Mm-hmm.
And sells them. Sorry, I'm not giving the right numbers here. Makes donuts every morning.
So is the 800 the amount of donuts, and then the D is
yeah, let me change this up. So H and H is the number of hours it's open.
All right.
Okay, sorry, it's not great, but let's do some things here. So let's first find the slope. What is the slope of this thing? The slope is the number in front of the variable.
Mm-hmm.
What is the slope?
20.
Negative
20. Yeah.
Negative 20. Okay. So negative 20. So let's interpret that. Okay. So what is happening here? You start out with 800 donuts, and then every hour, what happens? Like, and if you're not sure, let's make a little table. H, T of H. So when it opens, it has 800 donuts. But then when 1 hour goes by, it has 780. And then when 2 hours goes by, it has 760.
So every hour it goes down 20.
Yes. So put that into a little more. Every hour, what goes down by 20?
The amount of donuts?
Yes. Okay. So every hour, the total number of donuts goes down by 20. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Now, let me go back. So let's find T of 0. That was part A. Part B is, what is T of 0? We already have that over here, but you find that by taking the original equation, T of H.
Mm-hmm. So it would just be 800.
Minus 20 times 0, which is 800. And then let's interpret it. What does that mean? H is the number of hours that it's open.
If there's no hours open, that means there's just 800 donuts.
Okay, so while what you said is correct, it's kind of written, it's said kind of strangely. You want to say like when it opens.
When it opens.
Right, because that's what it means.
Okay, when it opens in the morning, there are 800 donuts.
Yes. Okay. All right, now the next one, this is the one that's tougher. T of n equals 0. So this time, okay, this right here is 0. So you're saying 0 equals 800 minus 20h. And now you're going to solve for h.
All right. So then,
Can you do that for me and give me the final answer for that?
wait. So if it's you'd have to subtract 800, correct?
Sure. Yes, that works. Negative 800 equals negative 20h.
And then I guess that would be positive 90.
You're dividing by negative 20, right? So h equals 40.
40. Jeez, 90. I don't know what I was going on there.
Sure. So now, like, what's again interpret? Like, what does that mean? H is what? What does h represent?
H represents the amount of hours. If there's 40 hours of work completed,
How many donuts are left?
negative 800 donuts.
Well, no, we start out here. There can't be negative 800 anything.
There's 0 donuts left.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know what I was. Yeah.
Okay.
I understand this. I'm just
so again, part B is, here's what you started with. This is T of 0. That's part B. Part C is asking, what's going on here? That's when T of D equals 0. T of H equals 0.
On T0, there's no hours. That means they have the maximum amount of donuts. And once they have their certain amount of hours,
right,
I mean, they'll have no donuts.
Yes. Okay. So let's look at a standard workday. Part D here is T of 12. Okay. We want to find T of 12. So after 12 hours, like the place has been open for 12 hours, how many donuts is it going to have remaining?
I'd have to multiply into it.
The T of N is 800 minus 20H.
800 minus 20H. Multiply 20 by 12, which will give you
240.
240. And then you'll have 800 minus 240, which then equals 560.
So verbally give me a sentence that incorporates this number 12 and this number 560, but with the units or the scenario here.
Would 12 represent the amount of 12 for 12 hours of being open?
Yep. After 12 hours,
560 donuts were sold.
No. That's not. That's how many remain.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
With 12 hours of being open, the store still has 560 donuts.
Yes. Try not to add extra words or introduce things into this problem that just aren't happening. That will help as well.
Don't make it your English essay.
No, definitely not. Okay. So part E here, we want to find T of 2n plus 1. Okay. So if T of n is 800 minus 20, sorry, H, keep using the wrong one. Okay. This time when you're finding T of 2H plus 1.
Would I actually write H in the parentheses?
Well, you're going to put this in wherever you see an H. So it's 800 minus 20 times 2H plus 1.
Okay, that's what I have. And then that would give you 800 minus 40H minus 20.
So these two combine and you get 780 minus 40H.
So then
Nope, we're done. That's it. There's no.
Right. There's nothing with the one.
Yeah, there's no interpret there.
All right.
All right. Good. Okay. So give me, take a moment here, scan over what you've got and let me know where to proceed.
All right. Maybe I'd want to jump into the quadratic practice where on the front page it's fx equals x squared plus 8x plus 12. And the other, do you want me to like read the other pages for it just so you know?
No, I'm looking for that one because I saw part of it and then that's not what I saw. Okay, there it is. X squared plus 8x plus 12. Okay.
Like I don't find this very difficult. I just definitely struggled a little bit with it, just trying to remember everything.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot here to remember, a lot of like different things. So Repetition will help in some ways. Okay, so this graph or this equation is in a standard form. And standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, and when it's in standard form, the thing that stands out is the y-intercept.
All right.
And here's why. I want you to find f of 0 for this, please. And again, you're just putting 0 in wherever you see an x.
Okay. I mean, everything would become 0 except the 12.
That's right. And that's why it's so easy to identify. It's just that number there.
So this is always just a very easy one to figure out.
Right. So on your graph, which I don't see, but your graph, you know, it's 0, 12 is that point. Okay, so that's part A. So now part B says to factor. What is ZPP? I
don't really know. I don't think you like actually ever went over the ZPP until I saw that.
It's not something new.
I guess like just whatever you'd normally do for this is.
Yeah, so it's I don't know what that is either. So you got to factor this because there's a 1 in front. You're finding two numbers that multiply to 12 but then add up to 8.
Okay, so 2 and 6. So
yeah, so x plus 2, x plus 6.
And then
so here's the key feature that this gives. When it's in factored form, it tells you the x-intercepts. That leads you to the x-intercepts. So where it crosses the x-axis.
Crosses x-axis. All right.
But it's not these numbers. It's when each of these equals 0. So you have to set x plus 2 equal to 0 and x plus 6 equal to 0.
So would I continue like with the problem where I'd be like 1x or just x squared plus 2x plus 6x plus 12, or is that something else?
So here's what you just said, and this isn't me being critical of you, but like, let's say you're here and you made 4 right turns. You get back right where you started. So you do not want to foil that. If you foil that, you go backwards. We've made progress here. Well, save that for a different class. But we have factored this. So you want to use it in factored form. You want to set x plus 2 equal to 0, x plus 6 equals 0, x equals minus 2, x equals minus 6. That's where it crosses the x-axis. And that's the key feature, and that's where it says label it on your graph. So let me draw a graph here again. Okay, so you know that it crosses the x-axis at minus 2 and minus 6, and from part A we know that it goes through 12. Okay, so we're getting a good idea of what the graph looks like here.
All right,
something like that. That's minus 6 comma 0. That's minus 2 comma 0, and that's 0 comma 12. So what your instructor is trying to do is they're trying to say, hey, each form has a really good feature, really cool feature that allows you to graph it better. And we do this all the time in real life. You look at, I don't know if you've ever, you're a tennis player, right? I remember that. Like if you take video of your serve from one angle, you're looking for one thing, and from another angle, you're looking at another. Or whatever analogy you want to make. Like sometimes certain things just lend themselves better to others.
All right.
So here we are. We're back to x squared plus 8x plus 12 and completing the square, all that stuff we talked about here. So do you want to try this one on your own, or do you want to have me walk you through it?
Maybe walk through, like, would you be solving for the 12 again?
No, completing the square is something, so if you recall, I said, okay, set this equal to 0. Subtract 12, subtract 12. So you write x squared plus 8x, leave a space, equals negative 12.
All right, and then you'd have to
And then you
right, this is the
condense.
thing that we're like going over.
Yes. So the number that goes here is half of this number.
Plus 4 squared equals 16, and then I have to square it again, right?
No. You've already the 4 is, so you take half of this to get there, but then you square it to go back here.
So that one would just stay as okay.
Plus 16
Bring it
plus
to
16.
4. You have to bring the half, square the half, and then that becomes 16.
You take 8, half of 8 is 4, and then you square 4 to get back. But you have to do it on both sides here. You have to be fair. You have to give it to each one.
Yeah, you have to give it both sides. So plus 16.
Okay.
So then what I write? Minus or positive 4 right there. So then
but then you move it back, subtract 4, subtract 4. So you have f of x equals x plus 4
squared minus 4.
And this is in vertex form.
Okay. Maybe I need to practice this a little bit, because I remember like last time we were kind of, or 2 times ago, whenever it was, we were
Sure.
doing this.
Yeah, we'll do another one right after this, but let's finish off this part. So the vertex form, what it tells you, it's in its name, is the vertex. The vertex is the min or the max. You know, it's either the top or it's the bottom. So the hard thing here for students is that the vertex, this number inside parentheses here, it's not 4, it's the opposite sign. The vertex is h comma k, but h is not this number, it's minus h, so you have to undo whatever this is. So long story short, it's minus 4 from this. K is always this other value over here.
Okay, so k is always on like the outside of all the parentheses.
Yes.
It's like the y in the other one.
Yes. So if we go back to our drawing now. So here's what we had so far. We had -2 and -6, -6, 0, -2, 0, 12, 0, 12. And now we got our last point, -4, 4. And we can complete our graph of this quadratic.
All right. Like, it's not all super difficult, but I just need to get this all down.
Yes, it is. It's a long recipe. A lot of steps.
Yeah, I know for my final, it's a 4-question quiz, and it's like you do 2 questions one day, then 2 the other. But I know, I think like all like these papers are like one of the questions. So
absolutely. Yeah, it'll have a bunch of parts.
This length or even like longer than this.
I think what we've done today is going to could be like a question and another question on the exam. So it'll be like a linear function problem like we did with the songs with all those different parts. And then the other one could be like something like this, where it's a quadratic and you have to find all these different forms. Okay, so we're doing good practice here. So let's do another completing the square. Okay, but yeah, let's do a completing square, and then we'll go back to yeah, we'll just do this. So do you have this down to try from above, or do you want me to scroll up once you get this written down?
I'll get that equation written, and then okay, so 24 is the y.
Right, we're going to complete the square. We're going to do what we did in this part C.
Okay.
I think you kind of asked for that. If you don't want to do that, we can do it.
Yeah, I do want to do that.
Okay. So I always suggest you move the number to the constant to the other side.
Yeah, I don't know. Something I've kind of noticed with myself, it's like I don't like necessarily know what to do with each problem almost.
Yes, like, you don't know how to start.
And I know like 3 different things to do, but like I don't know like exact thing to do for each kind of.
Sure. Yeah. Let me know. Are you hearing me clearly on this session today?
Yeah, I'm hearing you fairly clearly.
Is there any problems with the audio? Because I wouldn't know because I obviously can't hear myself, but
Yeah. No, it sounds as normal as usual, I'm pretty sure.
all right. So we got to figure out what goes here. And to do that, you compress this thing.
Oh, are you talking right now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you are having a little bit of an audio issue.
All right. I'm really frustrated by that.
Yeah, it's always annoying when computers become computers.
Yes. Okay. Give me 2 seconds here.
Yeah, of course.
I am back. Is this any better?
I think so. Like your actual like quality sounds the same. You'll just cut out for a little bit.
Why is that happening? Okay. All right. Well, let's try this problem here. So you've got to take half of the minus 10.
So -5.
Right. And then you square it and put that number here.
25.
You have
Plus
to
25.
yes. So this
And then
equals
also
1.
bring it to the -24 side. And then you
Yes.
got equals 1. And then subtract the 1. And then y equals x minus 5 squared minus 1.
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll actually remember this one today. Ooh.
Okay, I would love for you to do one just on your own. Again, completing the square. X squared plus 6x minus 10
Minus
equals 0. Yep, give that one a try, please.
All right, this is the one. I'll tell you when I think I'm finished.
Sounds good.
It would be in the parentheses below the 6 would be x plus 3, correct?
That is correct.
All right. Okay, I think this makes more sense to me now.
Excellent. Excellent. What did you get here for your final answer?
Y equals parentheses x plus 3 squared minus 19.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So yes, minus 19.
Okay.
Perfect.
And do I have to write equals 0 for it to be like correct?
No.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let's go back to parts A. Like I think it would be good to run through this problem again with with just a different equation. And have you do more of it just to
really get that down.
Get that down. Yeah. So let me come up with one here. Let's say f of x equals x squared minus 9x minus 22. Yes. Nope. That I'm sorry. That's a bad one. Sorry. I'm trying to make this too complicated. Minus let's do 6x and then let's go sorry, I'm losing track here.
15. I don't know.
I want to keep it simple here. Sorry, I'm just
No, it's okay.
I'm tired too. Plus 5. That'll do it. Okay, that'll work out great for these. So this is in which form? There's 3 forms. There's vertex, factored, and standard.
I was going to say vertex, but I saw it said standard right there.
It is in standard form, yes. AX squared plus BX plus C.
All right. Is a good way to memorize all of those is just like flashcards. And like having the formula.
Yes, or Quizlet.
All right. It's standard form, quadratic form, and vertex, right?
Yes, standard, factored in vertex, and then this mysterious ZPP form, which I never.
Yeah, I'll have the ZCP or something like that.
Yeah, you can ask your instructor what planet they're
I'll have
from.
to look into that for you.
All right. So what feature does it give when it's in standard form? If you're not,
it gives you y.
The
correct?
y-intercept, yeah, because f
Not
of
a
0 equals 5. So your graph here, which is very limited, you know that it's 0, 5.
All right, 0, 5. Got it.
Okay. So now part B, I believe part B says like factor this.
Okay, so that's figuring out the 5, like negative 1.
Two numbers that multiply to 5 but add up to -6.
Okay. So, but if I have two negatives, that makes a positive though, right?
Right.
So is this one?
They're both negative.
Okay. So when it's like that, when it's like under the what would that be called? Where it's like the 5 and you're breaking out the numbers in it.
Just writing the multiples, or not two numbers that multiply it. So it's x minus 1, x minus 5.
So that one would not like become non-factorable because you can have two negatives. And it'll become a negative still.
Are you saying, is it unclear why this works? I'm sorry. I didn't follow that.
If it's like negative, I don't know, I'm just used to like -1 times -5 would become +5.
Yes, that's what is right here. And -1.
And then if you're making it become the -6, wouldn't that just not work? Or like why would
Well,
why-
-1 and -5 add up to
okay,
-6.
so it just doesn't really matter for this type.
Well, it does matter. Like these two numbers multiply, both of these combinations, like 1 times 5 is 5, but it adds up to 6.
And then -1 and 5 is 4, and then -5 and 1.
Well, no, that -1 and -5, they multiply to 5 also, but they add up to -6.
Okay, so I'm looking at this as like an addition. Almost. I don't know if you're talking right now or not.
No, I'm not. I'm trying really hard to figure out how to help you. Because I'm disconnected.
I got that now because
Okay.
before I was confused with problems like that, but now I get that. So you'd have -1 and -5. So that means you know that. On the x, it's not line, but the x value would be -1 and also -5.
Well, no, you're setting these equal to 0.
Yeah.
So it's x equals 1, x equals 5. That's why factored form doesn't directly give you the zeros.
Okay, so you'd have it on the graph.
Yeah, now we can go to the graph.
+1 and +5. But okay, sorry to like ask again, but
so 1 and 5.
like -1 and -5 inside the parentheses, but then it goes positive when it's outside of the parentheses. Is it just because there was the two negatives?
You're talking about this line here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe your class has not covered this kind of factoring. I'm a little surprised by that because I thought we did at some
we do
point.
something a little bit different. Like I remember doing this with you, but like my class does something like slightly different where it's like you put it like above each other almost. But like I definitely wouldn't get like marked for a bad grade with this. Like I've turned in something where it was done like this and the teacher marked it as correct.
Yeah, I see. I think you're not sure why this works is what this is where Zach is like, hey, I don't understand this. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just for the moment assume that we're okay here because we really got to get onto some other stuff with this, and I'll come back to this after we're done with this problem.
Of course.
Okay, so now part C is the completing the square. So you've got x squared minus 6x plus 5. And you need to complete the square for this. So I'd like you to try this one on your own, please.
Okay. Shoot. All right, I just need to look at the past thing I have on my paper. I'd have to subtract the 5, correct?
Yes, I like moving it to the other side. I think that's a key thing here to do.
All right, that's what I'm gonna do. X. So since this one is a negative, I'd write it as x minus 3 squared.
Yes.
Okay.
But what goes in this bucket and what goes in this bucket?
Plus 9 equals 4 minus 4. Y equals x minus 3 squared minus 4, and that's your final answer.
So plus 9, right? Plus 9, and then you move it over minus 4.
Minus 5 plus 9, and then 4, and yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, I got that down. So I most certainly learned something this week.
Well, you're doing great. This is completing the square is a tough thing here. So the vertex is what comes from this form. When you complete the square, maybe that isn't clear, but when you complete the square, that produces vertex form, and vertex form gives you the vertex. So here is vertex form. And the vertex is h comma k. It's whatever it is. Now, when you're subtracting inside parentheses, the h is just the other number, 3. K is always the thing on the outside, minus 4. So if we go back to your picture, we said, okay, 0, 5, that's the y-intercept. Then 1 and 5, those are the x-intercepts. 3 minus 4 is the vertex.
All right. Vertex, and then axis of symmetry goes down the middle.
It's the x. So let me give you some. This is good. Yeah, it's good that we're finally looking at these.
So the axis of symmetry would be like 3.
Yes, it's always the x coordinate of the vertex. Let me write that down here.
And then is there a thing called like the line of symmetry?
No, it's the axis of symmetry.
Ah, right. And okay, what's the thing where it's exactly 1 below the lowest or highest point of the graph?
That's a what's called a focus or foci.
Okay. Because I don't know, that's like just been like in my brain every time I do these. I'm like, why is that not on here for some reason?
Yeah, that's something a more advanced topic you'll see in pre-calculus.
All right.
So the domain is always this. It's always this right here, x, such that x is an element of the real numbers.
And then for range, it's the same thing, but you have to write it in y's, correct?
Range is 2 possibilities. It depends whether the graph opens up or it opens down. If it opens up, which is the one we've been seeing, it's y such that y is an element of the real numbers. Y is greater than or equal to. Now this number right here comes from the vertex.
Mm-hmm.
It's the y value of the vertex. Goes right there. If it opens down, it's the same thing, but it's y less than or equal to that right there.
Less than or equal to. Okay. I'm gonna take a picture of that because, and then write that down on a flashcard.
All right.
All right. Awesome. Got a photo.
Great. So let me give you. Yeah, we don't have a ton of time here to start new stuff.
What was that thing called we just did before this? Like that S something S?
Completing the square.
CTS, completing the
Yeah.
square.
Yeah, let's have you do one more of those. It's a good one for us to do. So let's say f of x squared minus 12x plus 32.
All right. X squared minus 12x. Okay, y equals parentheses x minus 6 squared minus 4.
That is correct. Yep, perfect.
Awesome. All right, I got that down finally.
Excellent, excellent. It's okay with you. I appreciate just stopping here.
Yeah, it's nothing much you can do in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so you know, if you have some time on your own, you know, continue to work through these problems, even rework the ones that we did together. Will help reinforce the things that we're talking about. I've been sending you the notes, so I hope you're getting them. I'm also sending them to your dad. And
Yeah,
so
nice.
thanks again for scheduling. I hope this helped, and I'll see you next time.
All right, I'll see you next time, Matthew.
Have a great night. Bye now.